Okay, I think we're live. Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I was just kind of thinking of, I don't know, saying a few things. Just, maybe in that sense, speak my mind a bit. Well, I don't know. Like I've been looking into like a lot of things lately. Like a lot of like historical stuff. Really, like King Arthur and also Puyi from The Last King, Emperor from China, and different things, really. And even Egypt. I don't know, like what's becoming increasingly clear to me is just, I guess it's not so much about these things, but it's kind of like informed by those things that how insane it is what we're doing. If we really think about it, like, I mean, like, talking like culture war wise, but also different things within the culture. It's like we're fighting each other. And then I don't know. Yeah, we're just, I don't know, like we're just fighting each other and doing all of this crazy stuff, and I'm just like, oh, why are we doing any of this? Really? Like, why are we doing this culture war? This, like, what are we fighting over? And I don't know, like, how more I'm thinking about it, how more it's starting to feel like we're fighting over hot air, and we're not really. I don't know, man. Most of the time, not really fighting over anything, because there's so much more here in this world that's, in that sense, way more real than any of these weird issues we're fighting over. It's like this weird stuff going on about, oh yes, climate change, and but then they're talking about like fucking carbon tax and all kinds of other stuff like that, like as if that is going to solve the problem. It's like it's not. It's not going to solve anything. It's just this mode of thinking, I guess. But it's like, it just doesn't work. You cannot just put more and more laws upon people and be like, yes, now you're just gonna, like, they're gonna do what? Rebel, obviously. It's just, yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of like, I don't know. Just insane with regards to that. I mean, what is the solution? I don't know. Maybe we plant some trees. Maybe we take care of the ecosystem. Maybe we take care of those things instead of doing weird shit with, I don't know, taxes. Like that ain't gonna solve anything. Taxes. Yes, just extort the people of more money. That's gonna solve everything. It's like, no, it's not. How about about, I don't know, like in let's say Europe. Uh, it's like really, it's like used to be like 70% forest. Now it's like 10, maybe 30%, depending on the country. And it's just like these people are just like, yeah, taxes is gonna solve everything. No, like, no, we're literally lacking an entire fucking forest. And it's like, no matter what you're going to do with your taxes, ain't gonna solve shit. And it's just like, well, fuck. And then there's like all this other weird shit going on. It's like with the culture war, with just like all of this racism TM shit that's happening on both sides. And it's just like, what are we fighting about with that even? It's like, most of the times it's fucking nothing. I mean, most people really know it's fucking nothing. And the thing is that, does it do anything? Does it add anything to anything? It doesn't. It fucking doesn't. I mean, really, like, what do we truly need? I mean, I don't know. Instead of all this weird crap going on, what we really need is, I don't know, like round table kind of government. Actual fucking leaders who, I don't know, put what's right and what's, I don't know, like maybe not their own ass in front for once. And it's just like, why can't people just look at the whole anymore and be just like, okay, well, there's these issues with the ecosystem, there's these issues and those issues, and there's all these issues, and then maybe just be like, okay, well, we need to like here plant some trees, get this bit going again, and like how, well, some things need to change with the farming, and like we need to do this a bit differently, and help each other. I don't know, and be like, okay, well, there's these people that are not integrating, and like looking at like, oh, I start. There's all these lonely people. How about we reintroduce something called community? We used to have it, humanity, and we had it for like, I don't know, as long as we were basically alive. It's like humanity, like since we were hunter gatherers, we had community, and it's just like, that's the fucking answer. I mean, if there's nothing, then there's nothing to integrate into. And if there's nothing, then you're gonna have a whole bunch of people that are gonna be lonely and driven into all kinds of weird stuff. And it's just like, well, God. You know, then I guess it's easier for a lot of people to just fight over these phony issues that don't really exist or not really there, and just do that. Fight over nothing. Like how more like I'm thinking about it, and I don't know, like I was looking into like Puji, also the last king emperor of China, and kind of like how he shot himself in the foot really with the shit he did. But I kind of feel like, emperor or not, what we can kind of learn from that is that no matter if we perceive ourselves to be, I don't know, like powerful or not powerful, or whatever we perceive ourselves to be, even if we're like, yeah, well, we're kind of nothing because, well, yeah, we're just this figure in society or something. And the thing is that I guess that's one big lesson that he could have learned in that sense, that even though we might think that we are nothing, we are not nothing. There's more to it, that, or like, in that sense, it just counts with regarding to like what you do, how you act, no matter what your position is in anything. Because just take Puji, if he wouldn't have been basically like obsessed with his throne and then gone to the Japanese and being like, oh, Japanese, please put me on the throne again, and he actually would have just sided with the nationalists, then and he wouldn't been anything like, well, I mean, I want my throne or whatever. He would have just done something for the country. Then he might have actually, I don't know, they might have actually won, and he actually might have returned to the throne in some form. But he didn't do any of that. And the thing is that, then the whole thing went south. But the thing is that similarly, we can kind of learn from that ourselves too. And it's like that sometimes it requires, like, no matter what we are or who we are, it requires something just as simple as just doing something just for the sake of doing this thing. Even if, well, in that sense, it's right now not clear, like, what's going to happen, or like what's if anything can be achieved or whatever. But I mean, similarly, I mean, there were people were saying at the before the Soviet Union fell, it was just like, oh yeah, it's impossible, it's never going to fall, and then it fell, and it's like, well, there you go, see, it fell. And the thing is, that's kind of one thing that kind of feel like maybe people need to I don't know, like have more faith again, to really, yeah, have more faith again in not really just ourselves, but really more, I guess, in us as a people, that we kind of have more faith in ourselves collectively, that we can, as a group, can do something, and that we, in the same sense, even if we just start out as a singular individual somewhere, that we can do something, no matter how small, because it's the small things that all of these different people then can start doing that adds up to something much bigger. That we, I mean, can we really comprehend any of that? No, we can't. I don't think we can. And it's similarly with like Carl Jung's idea of the collective unconscious, or the idea of the collective consciousness, or God for that matter. I don't think we can comprehend any of that, like not the vast scope of any of that. But the thing is that kind of have to trust in that if we do our part and have faith that others will do it too, that it will work out, that things will shift for the better. And I kind of feel in that sense also that a big part of that also is connected to maybe focusing on something that's not all of this weird division shit going on, but something more connected to like this idea of the round table, the idea of actually working together, cooperation, to really, I don't know, in that sense, not make it about like I'm right, you're wrong, or like about even like ideology or religion or anything of the sorts, but more of a sense of like we are here, we are all here as humans, and we're here trying to bring something to this table, something that I can do, and that in that sense we can all contribute something. We all can give something to that round table idea, and we can actually start really doing something. Because the thing is, there's so much more possible if we just put our heads together, and really, I mean, and not just talk about all of this weird nonsense. and fight about it. Because I really truly believe that we really, really can build something very amazing. We can introduce some permaculture things with farming. We can get the ecosystem back. We can get the cities better. We can. I mean, there is a vision there. There are these puzzle pieces that are there that really are this vision. We just need to put it together and really just work together on that as like one big project for the West. And maybe like, I don't know, if you're not in the West, for whatever country you're in. But the thing is that, I mean really, like what's really important? I mean, like when you think about it, well, we need an ecosystem that's working because, I don't know, we need oxygen and we need like a good base to live in. So kind of that. We need farms. So we need like a farming method that works and I don't know, doesn't degrade the soil. So we have something that works well with it. Permaculture kind of brings some good stuff there. Similarly, like with other things, it's like we need to, like, I feel like, be more like, I don't know, I guess pragmatic about it. Be just like, well, what is actually that people need? People need community. Well, we have to then think about that. I don't know, like, what's the answer to that, but I mean, we can figure it out. Like, what works for different people in different cities and villages. I mean, like, people can figure that out. I mean, like, we don't have to like necessarily do it all on our own, because it's kind of retarded in that sense to try to want to do it all by yourself, because then it just becomes another ideology and it just becomes this like, yes, I have this big map of big ideas, now take my ideas and worship me or some shit. It's like no, it doesn't work like that. We need to like go back to like working together and actually try to together work things out. Because the thing is that as one individual, we might know certain things, but we're practically blind to a whole bunch of shit that we don't know anything about. And the thing is that we kind of need to be like honest about that. I mean, hell, I mean, I don't know a lot of shit. I mean, I might know certain things. I might be like okay at it, but like I know a whole bunch of things. Well, really not. I don't know those things. But that's kind of where other people come in, and like together we can start figuring things out, and then, I don't know, there's hope again. And that's kind of one big thing, and it's just the hope. The hope has been there all along. The light has been there all along, and it's just like, I don't know. I guess for a long time, I mean myself included, we have been so focused on the darkness, on kind of everything that's wrong and everything that's going to shit, that we don't see the light, and we don't put that together for ourselves. And to really, I don't know, be able to hold a vision again, to actually see something. And I kind of feel that this like round table idea kind of comes in there, because the thing is, like, I know certain things, like I talked about, but there's plenty of other things and other details and other things that, like, no, I don't know anything about. But that's kind of where other people come in, and I kind of feel like if we do something like this instead of like this other, I don't know, I guess systems of government and all this other stuff that we're doing kind of now, then we might actually at a grassroots level figure things out and make things better. and leave the weird fighting people do their weird shit, because in the end it doesn't create anything, it doesn't bring anything fighting over. Let's talk about like the recent thing what people are fighting about. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so take for instance the rings of power. That's one thing that people are fighting about because of the black elves and all kinds of different things. And it's just like, yeah, we're fighting about, or like these people are fighting about that. Nice. Is it bringing anything? No, it's not. Doesn't do anything, doesn't bring anything, it doesn't add anything of value to anything either. And the thing is that, I don't know, like, it's kind of a waste of time to just get yourself angry about it. But also kind of what it does is that all this anger and fear and all these emotions are also linked to what? Instincts. And it also kind of allows us to be manipulated in some sense by these different streams. And it takes away our clarity. It takes away our focus on something that's actually good. Because the thing is that if we're constantly in this kind of like anger state about this thing and that thing and this fear and that fear thing and then it's not gonna lead to anything. It's just more Thanatos. Thanatos is kind of the Lord of Death, basically. It's just death. It's kind of where that leads towards. Even though, like, in some sense, I guess I could also say in I don't know that there is a real need to really like reconnect to our instincts, because I mean you do have the zombie phenomena kind of going on. Different figures, Vervaeke, Jonathan Peugeot, but also other people. Well, they're talking about it to, even though like I kind of feel like I have to give credit there to Young to Live By for pointing out that it kind of means like unlived life instead of undead. That kind of like, it's not connected to life, it's not connected to instincts, and not connected to anything. Well, life affirming, you could call it. So yeah, I kind of feel like that's kind of that, and there needs to be a counter to it, and there is gonna be a counter to it, because if really like we learn anything from like Plato and different figures, also Carl Jung too, is that if you have one side being propped up massively, the other side is gonna come and balance it out. It's always gonna happen. Anathromia, I think it is called. And it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. It's really just a matter of time. I do feel though that this like this round table idea is kind of important in that we hold on to that idea, and that we really, I don't know, do something with that. It does feel important, at least to me. But yeah, I don't know. At the same time, yeah, I would really say like, yeah, if one can to stay away from this weird anger, fear game, what's being played, to really like start to focus on things that are actually, I don't know, important, and actually grounded in this earth. Things that actually matter. The real basic stuff, really. It's real basic stuff. But it matters. And it's kind of important. And I mean, and if we also think about it, I mean, it's important for a lot of people, not like just for one person, but for I don't know, kind of people in general to have this not only this sense of community, but also kind of like a self-sufficiency to some degree too. It's like a balance of both of these things that's kind of needed, because I mean we can't do everything ourselves. I mean, we used to kind of as hunter-gatherers. I mean, unless we want to go back to that, but I mean, there's hardly the ecosystem to really support that, really, and well, a lot of people would die anyways. But yeah, so that's kind of like, so community has to come in there, in really, in that sense. So like a combination of both of these things, really, and just work on that, and not be roped into all of the other weird things that are going on. That's like taking away people's self-sufficiency and like isolating them and making them little isolated nodes. Because if there's really like one thing we can learn from history, it's that okay, it seems like I'm back again. Maybe this stream is too truthful for YouTube to handle. Anyways, where was I? I don't know. What I can say is just that, yes, what we can learn from history. Kind of what we can learn from history is just is really just this, that even though we're just one individual and we might not really be really anyone or like anyone important or whatever, there's so much that we can do, and especially people together in that sense. And community building is really like one big part of that. It really is. And not something on based on like hate of something or anything of that, because that's another big thing with like both of these sides that are fighting each other. It's like a lot of the stuff is just like, oh, I hate this side. Oh no, I hate that side. And there's just like, it's just all these alliances are on both of these sides are built on what? Hate, anger, fear. Such alliances are not going to last. Like, let's say like one of these sides hypothetically would win. What's going to happen is the alliance is going to break apart. They will start fighting each other, and then just everything goes to chaos. Similarly, something like happened like that with the French Revolution too. It's like it fell apart, chaos, fucking chaos. Couldn't keep it together, and then a Napoleon stepped in. Similarly with kind of Stalin and different figures. Anyways, it's kind of why I feel like, how about we try this kind of like round table thing instead. It's like we work together, not based on something like I hate this person or I hate this thing or something, or oh, this is racist, or oh, that's, I don't know, something, whatever jargon label you want to throw at that, and just be like, no, we're gonna work together based on something that that works. We have all these needs as humanity, and let's get our heads together and actually work on something, and just be like, yep, this is what we're gonna do. Because I kind of feel like that's gonna last much longer than anything built on any of these negative emotions, because that ain't gonna last. For the time being, probably, yeah, but long term, no. And the thing is that, yeah, that's just that, really. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like I do want to say, like, for anyone here listening, that really anyone is like free to join. Like you can just join the server that I have, and I'm here in the round table, the actual round table in the server, and people can just watch. Watch. No, I meant fuck. Join. Anyone can join. So you can actually join the server, and then you can actually talk and add to the conversation. That's something I do want to like put out there. Do feel that that's kind of an important thing to put out there. Anyways, yeah. For the rest, I don't know. Like I personally have like on my own like not much more to say. I do have like some other stuff like talks coming up. One of which on the 4th of October. Probably be an interesting talk. It's gonna be self-initiation and rites of passage, kind of. It's kind of where I want to bring that on, and like all kinds of other stuff coming up too still. But yeah, these kind of talks are kind of important too, to have such talks as this. To yeah. This I'm alone, sometimes with other people, but hey. But it's nice to have someone listen live. Anyways. Yeah. Anyways. I don't know what I can still say is just that I don't know when it comes to all of this, it's just no matter how much darkness kind of like flows all around us, that there's always the light there. There's always the good things, and it's good to not lose focus on that. I mean, like, yes, the darkness exists. There's all this dark stuff going on, but there's the light too. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm gonna end the stream there. Okay. Bye bye, and stay blessed.